Dude, the game will punish you.
And I look over and there's Paul. I'm like, what the heck is Paul doing here? That was something that we have personal experience with, at least with the news reporting down here.
That's the villain from Die Hard. That's Gary Oldman. Or no, not Gary Oldman. It's
Alan
Snape.
Rickman. That's what makes me love this game as much as I do. It's not the gameplay at all.
No, dude, I understand. What's up, Daedalus?
I was like, what's up?
What's up, dog?
Yeah, I was like, what's up, Daedalus? And he. Welcome back to the Deus Ex Play Along Club Series, Episode 2. I am Brandborg, and joining me is Tyler.exe.
That's right, Brandborg. Here we are once again for some Deus Ex. I hope you brought your Augs. I hope you've been picking your Augs up.
The ones I find.
The stuff gets spicy.
Fun fact, didn't realize you had to turn them on to use them.
Oh, yeah, you gotta go to the medbot.
I thought I just had silent running all the time. Nope.
Dang it. Dang it.
Yeah, we're gonna be going through the missions 3 and 4. That was our last stop on episode 1.
Well, hang on. Let me jump in here.
Mm-hmm.
So we actually did 3, 4, and 5.
Oh, 3, 4, and 5. Okay.
Yes, and when you texted me yesterday, I was like, oh, man.
Oh, did I accidentally do 5?
It's okay, though. It's okay, because the way the story progresses, it does make more sense to do that level as well, that mission as well.
Oh, I couldn't. I was in it. I was
It's
there.
all good.
I was like, I gotta get out of here.
It's all good. So, if anyone is playing along, just know that we are going to talk about Mission 5.
Mission 5. Okay.
We're gonna talk through Mission 5 today because it does make the most sense story-wise. And when I was looking at the missions last week, I didn't put that together. That it was just kind of a seamless transition from 4 to 5.
Yeah. Mission 3 is gonna be covering our return to Battery Park. We're gonna go to the Mole Tunnels, the airport. Then Mission 4 is we're gonna go back to UNATCO. We're going to go back to Hell's Kitchen. We're going to go to the NSF headquarters, which is also a return to there as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And we're going to escape from there for a reason we'll discuss in a minute. And then Mission 5 is we're going to be escaping UNATCO.
Yeah, guys, I'm ready to talk, man. So, first off, before we get into the new stuff, we ended last week's episode talking about the precedent to Mission 3, which I had played and you hadn't. So, and I talked about how I felt a bit of confusion coming back to UNATCO, turning in Mission 2, because I thought it went well. I was like, I nailed it. I did everything they were asking for, did all the side missions, killed a few people, but for the people in UNATCO, that's okay. It was only Paul who was like, maybe don't kill everyone.
Well, Tyler, listen, both you and I have worked for a mega corporation before, and we both know that nothing is ever good enough for them.
Apparently not, dude.
So
apparently
any mega corporation, and like the one that always comes to mind when I think of unrealistic expectations for mega corporations is Square Enix.
Yeah, fair,
I always
dude.
think of Square. They're always like, yeah, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth only sold 3 bazillion copies.
30 million. I know, it's crazy.
It did not meet our expectations. Every time they talk about any game that they release, they're always like, yeah, it just didn't meet our expectations. Like,
that
lower the expectations, bro. But we're not talking about entertainment companies. We're talking about the government.
But you're right. That was a big issue that they had with their Western developers, which led to them selling IO Interactive because Hitman didn't do the numbers. But that's a whole other thing, and I've got IO on the mind for other reasons.
Me too.
But so, did you go in and turn in your Mission 2 progress and feel that same kind of tension? Like I felt like it went okay, but they're talking about it went poorly.
Yeah, I felt like I did make mistakes because this is my first wet run through this game, completely blind, by the way.
Fair.
So I do make mistakes, but I don't make any detrimental mistakes. Like in the very first mission, Statue of Liberty, I made some mistakes. I killed some folks, not anyone who didn't deserve it, but I did let the leader live. So I'm always accomplishing my main objective. but how I'm getting there, it's a little muddy. I kind of have that like hotshot cop kind of attitude or pattern with my gameplay, at least narratively.
I think that's Wei Shin. He's
I'm like Jack Slater from Last Action Hero. They're like, yeah, you blew up half the city block, but you did catch the bad guys. So.
Oh yeah, that's the Avengers thing, right?
Yeah, no, exactly. So.
Yeah.
But I'm not doing anything to innocents though. Like I'm not just killing innocent people.
Like these people with the Gray Death plague, and you're killing them on the street.
That might change today. We might talk about something that changed, and I'll tell you why.
All right.
But yeah, let's jump into our first mission, going down and meeting the Mole people, the Mole folk.
Yeah. So the precedent to this mission is that Paul failed in.
Hold that 1 second.
Okay.
We didn't talk. I followed the guy at UNATCO.
Oh yeah.
Simmons, correct?
Walter. Yeah.
So I followed him down because I hadn't played up to that point on our last discussion.
I'm glad you brought this
up. I followed him down to the holding
cell.
Cell. Simmons, I found out by talking to him. I can't remember if he reveals this to me here or a little bit later. This dude's the director of FEMA.
Yeah. FEMA, yeah.
Which is wild. But he basically goes down and is squeezing one of these NSF terrorists. And he's he eliminates them.
Yeah.
Like he
I'm a patient man.
I was on the other side of the door with my ear to the door. I didn't realize I could just go and look through the glass. I was
did he ever like address your presence?
Yeah, he did. He's like, hey, you're supposed to be down here, JC. Get out
of here, Denton.
Yeah, but he also didn't seem to really care either. I was down there.
Yeah, he's a man on a mission, and he can't be bothered by anyone else.
Yeah, I can't remember exactly what they were discussing. I think it was just kind of like who's right and who's wrong in this situation.
He was asking about where are you taking the ambrosia, because Paul failed. They haven't recaptured the ambrosia, and they're trying to figure out where's the ambrosia.
And the ambrosia is the cure to
the vaccine,
Gray Death, right?
That's right. And so what we know is that UNATCO is trying to get the ambrosia, and JC says to Paul, the first time you meet him at UNATCO, not on the docks, but he says Paul tells JC, hey, we're collecting this ambrosia and making sure it gets to the senators and people in the government. And JC's response is, I'm glad we're doing something. I'm glad we're making things happen. Paul never makes value judgments on what's going on. If you notice when you talk to him, he's just like, hey, maybe go easy. Remember, we're police. This isn't a war. Go easy. But he never expresses judgment on what UNATCO is up to or anyone. He's just like, this is the job.
Yeah.
We're collecting ambrosia for this reason. So anyway, that's it. It's an interesting way to develop his character when we learn what we learned later. But for now, Paul has failed, and we got to go basically clean up the mess. And Walter Simons is down there pressing that NSF agent to death. We eventually find he shoots him.
Yeah, and Paul, to our knowledge, Paul is he's just as good as or better than us. So why is he failing? And I was well, I guess I'll go clean it. I gotta have his back. He's my brother, and he's one of the only other people like me, augmented like me.
JC even says, I guess I'm old news now. He says something to the effect of I don't know, Paul was the one who received the early accolades for having all the crazy augments or whatever. Now JC is the sequel.
Yeah.
So less special than Paul was.
Yeah. So we go down to meet the Mole People, which is a term to describe people who have been affected by the Gray Death that are living in poverty, and they live into the abandoned subway tunnels. And when we get down there, we find out that there's drug dealers, there's people they're not only are they sick, but they're addicted to drugs. They have no water. They do have water, but it's not good because there was a cave-in down there. So we have side quests that we can go on. This is actually one of my favorite parts that I've played in this game so far.
Let me ask you this. Do you remember how you found the Mole People?
Yeah, so I asked around the little shanty camp that was around the same subway entrance that we played in the earlier mission, and I think I just paid the guy, or
Okay.
is that what I did? Let's see.
Because you have to, the objective is to
I'm talking to all
find
these
a code.
people who are making these wild claims like they're part of UNATCO and all this stuff. Like, these people are losing their minds.
Yeah, they're tripping.
There was a guy that I talked to. Let's see. Yeah, I gave him 500 credits, and he told me where to get the code to open up the secret phone booth. I could have tried to explore more to maybe find an alternate route, but this is like a path of least resistance kind of thing for me.
For sure.
So he gave it to me. I went and talked to the other guy and got the code and went down into like the kind of secret area. Where
Oh, that's interesting. So Curly was
Yes.
was his name?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. So he'll if you have the password, he'll give you the code for free. And I don't remember who it is, but there's someone in Hell's Kitchen that tells you the code. It's just another homeless person, and I think you have to do something for them, like maybe it's getting all the hostages out safe. I don't remember. Something happens, and he's like, listen, if you ever need help, go see the Mole People.
Nice.
Here's the code.
Yeah, I figure anytime I do something, there's probably like 3 other ways it could have got done.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to be not as scummy with my quick saves, because I easily could have just quick saved right there, found my way in and not spent the money and then just put the passcode in. But I wanted to kind of, I mean, I guess you could have done it back in the day.
You want to see the options.
But I just like to kind of like feel like a permanent consequence to my actions.
Sure.
Maybe if I was playing through my second time, I would just know, or like I wouldn't waste my time. But I just kind of wanted to get the experience of being a mouse in a maze for the first time.
Yeah.
However, quick saving for combat, I'm not afraid of because
me neither. And stealth in combat.
You have to,
all
man.
day.
It's we'll get to that. We'll get to that later.
Well, I want to say you could also, like, the path of absolute least resistance is to just multi-tool the code, the keypad. You can just use your multi-tool.
I hoard those things, man.
I know, me too.
Hoard them.
It's only when I have like 8 that I'm like, all right, I'll use one.
Yeah.
But this one, I think this one, it was like 2 or 3 multi-tools. So it's a commitment. You gotta, it's either give the credits up.
Skills, by the way, so I could hack computers better, which
makes a huge difference.
So
dude.
glad I did. That is absolutely pivotal.
You gotta be quick with we gotta know what you want. Like that hacking isn't. It doesn't give you the most time in the world, but if you know what to look for, cameras, email, all right.
If any,
special controls.
Better than nothing. It's better than nothing.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, once we get down here, it's just kind of like just a kind of a narrow subway corridor, and we find a couple different. I forget the order in which I did it. I mean, I came across the drug dealer like first thing, talked to him.
Oh, sure.
Tried to sell me a vial of drugs. I was like, I don't need that, at least not yet.
Have you taken any Zyme, by the way?
No, I wanted to, but I didn't do it.
I'll tell you my.
I only have so many credits, man. I'm trying not to waste them. Maybe I should.
I'll tell you my experience with it because it was pretty funny, and it was. I would have covered it in the last episode if we had gotten on this topic, but if you explore around the Ton Hotel or whatever, which is funny because like clearly the rest of the letters had fallen off. So there's one room that you can find the nano key for in the manager's office, and they're just junkies just spread out on the floor in the bedroom,
drugs.
And they're dead. Like your eyeball reader UI says dead junkie or whatever, and you can pick up a couple vials of Zyme. Well, when I went back to UNATCO, I was having a conversation with Sam, I think the guy in the armory. Regardless, it's the old general dude in the armory.
Yeah, that guy's awesome.
I was chit-chatting with him, and like he was trying to give me something, but my inventory was full. So I popped a Zyme to clear out my inventory space, and he's like chit-chatting with me. But the effect in the game is that it zooms in like times 200. So like I'm looking, Sam's little
You're just like
face
looking at him right.
It's the whole screen. And so he's like, we got to go out there. We got to take out the bad guy. And it's all
Yeah, just give me the guns, bro. Just give me my ammo.
Yeah. So that's what the Zyme effect is, dude.
That's funny.
It's worth seeing if you ever come across it. So how did you solve the drug dealer Zyme Lenny
at the top on
situation?
The top story of the corridor, there's the Rooks. It's a gang, and there is their leader. I forget his name.
It's like Spanish. El Rey, maybe.
Let me see. I think it just says Rook. His name's just Rook.
Well, they talk about their leader, and they give him I don't remember some sort of moniker, but
either way, what I ended up doing was he wanted me to go.
They
down
give
and
you
kill,
a mission.
Yeah, he wanted me to go down there and kill that drug dealer that I talked to earlier. But I found a guy in the bathroom who I found out by talking to the drug dealer after talking to the gang leader that there was a shipment of explosive devices that some fell off the truck essentially, and some of these junkies have gotten hold of explosives. I was like, well, that's not good. I need to stop a problem before it happens. I'm kind of taking the good guy approach here. This
is police work.
It was less so that I didn't know that I needed the explosives at the time, but I needed to get them out of their hands because I didn't want these people to. I mean, I don't know. I guess it depends on your perspective. Maybe they put themselves
as a fellow Zyme user, having a bunch of lambs in their hands is probably not the best idea.
So I went and talked to the drug dealer guy, and I explored a little bit more. Found the guy in the bathroom who was like, "I got this explosive, man. I think I'm gonna end it all, but I gotta get another vial. And I was like, "Okay, well, I know the guy down there is selling a vial. I know it's against protocol, but it's the right thing to do to satiate this guy's." Tweaking and get the explosive from him, whether I needed it or not, which I could always use an explosive later, so I figured why not.
For sure.
So I went and bought some drugs, some Zyme from the drug dealer, brought it to the guy, got the explosives. I was like, you know what? Well, the drug dealer essentially just helped me, so I'm not going to kill him. So I didn't kill him.
Fair.
I
didn't kill him either.
I left him alone, and then I used the explosives later because someone was like, hey, man, we don't have any water down here. And I was like, okay, these people at least need like clean water and plumbing to live. Potable water,
pee, and drink
makes a difference. I mean, they're living and utilizing old public restrooms down here.
Yeah.
So I went and cleared all the debris and fixed the water for them. And of course, they were so happy. They were like, oh yeah, look, there's a I think it was like a fake brick or something like that. Mm-hmm. And they gave me the secret entrance to get into the NSF. Underground facilities, and that's kind of how I cleared this area.
These people a lot of them have the plague. I mean, they're just homeless also, so they are totally destitute, and they've been put in this weird spot where the NSF have just kind of taken over their home, and they're not. From what the people say, the mole people. The NSF aren't like killing people. It's just that they're there and they have these guns and it's this frightening presence. And they've been fairly careless. Like I think something that they did was the reason why the water was broke down. Like
yeah. It's
like their trucks
fault.
were too heavy or something. Like they were doing something.
These guys, in my head, I was like, these guys got it bad enough. The least I could do is make their life a little easier. I mean, it sucks, but I mean. In my head at this point, like these careless terrorists,
for sure,
with ripple effects. But yeah, then we get down to this area, which this area, I started getting my stealth gameplay legs a little bit here.
Yeah.
I enjoyed this area a lot. It's kind of like once again, just a corridor. It's kind of got like a snake kind of shape to it. Mm-hmm. And you kind of had to
this is an old subway train track.
Yeah, you kind of had to do some rubber banding back and forth, ping-ponging to kind of figure out the information that you need to know. One of my favorite things about this area, once again, this is a game from 2000, so I like seeing little details that they put in their games. I just sat and watched a cat hunt mice and rats for sure. For like 30 seconds. I was like, man, this is awesome. Like, it really feels like you're, like, I could imagine playing this in 2000 and just being like, man, this feels like a real place. Like, I feel like
it would have been mind-blowing. I mean, this was pre-Morrowind, you know?
That's wild. It's wild.
What's crazy is that because it came out in 2000, this was Bush era. What's so funny is that in the last episode we were going through Castle Clinton,
that's
which is just It's just a funny kind of future perspective way to like, you know.
I figured that's what that meant. Like,
For sure.
I figured it was a monument, but I mean, games still
It's just
do
funny
that.
because it's the era in which the game was written.
No,
So,
there's
like,
there's a Call of Duty game where like one of the aircraft carriers is called the USS Obama. Yeah,
yeah.
I forget,
for sure,
I forget
for
which
sure.
one it is, but I remember it was controversial for whatever reason. But yeah.
It's just funny to see that sort of like the Y2K sort of thinking in this game as it's trying to project the future, and some of it is just a wild
yeah.
overlap.
We're gonna
and
talk,
some of it
we're gonna
sticks
talk
out.
about a lot
Obviously.
of that here in a minute, I think.
Yeah.
I ended up just sniping pretty much and taking out every single guard. I remember you telling me on our last discussions that you cleared this game without killing a single person. Bravo to you. Bravo
Dude,
to you.
I streamed it for people who I streamed it all. It was one of my early streams.
That's wild, man. Because
Dude.
we'll talk about it. I want to know how you did something.
The hotel
later.
That was the spot, dude. The hotel was the stickiest spot of the entire game, and we're gonna talk about it.
Yeah. I have some stuff I want to talk about that as well. Some more world building stuff. I like the attention to detail. Like, did you find the cat on the table with a knife next to it? Like they're cutting open these these
dude.
critters for food. Like
Yeah.
they really paint the picture of how desperate these people are down here.
So in that same area, you find that did you talk to the homeless guy who was like behind the cardboard boxes? There's a false brick.
Yes.
That's how you get to the commander.
Yep, that's how I got there. Yeah.
Yeah. So I liked that interaction because it's one of those places where like your reticle turns green over the enemy. And if you notice that, the dude immediately is like, "Hey, look, I'm just I don't remember what he says. He's like, I'm the accountant, basically. Here's the key. Just go get in the restroom.
Yeah.
That's how you get out of here and get to the.
Yeah.
where you're
He's like,
trying
there's
to
a
go."
keypad under the sink. Here's the code or whatever.
That's right.
I just left him.
Yeah.
That's what I did as well.
But all the other guards you're sniping.
Yeah. Anyone that I
Yeah.
know is going to shoot me on sight, I'm taking them out first if I can. It got a little messy, but nothing I couldn't handle. I felt really good about the combat here. I felt like I was getting my
Your sea legs.
my JC Denton legs, my leg augments. I was getting my leg augments.
Did you find the active camo in the chest here?
And at the accountant's place.
Well, it was right down from it. It was that like kind of central zone where like most of the bums were, and there's a couple NSF guards were just pacing back and forth. Anyway, the active camo really comes in handy.
I'd imagine
for those
it does.
pinch spots. Those pinch spots.
I didn't. I don't think I picked that up. But yeah, we get into like the actual NSF base by using that secret that the guy tells us. This area, where there's like kind of like a little loop, and there's like these little robots. I learned real fast about these robots.
Oh, dude, it's on site with the robots.
They're computers. At first, I was
Yeah.
like, "Man, these things are accurate." Yeah, they're computers, Brandon.
Yeah.
They can shoot you with deadly accuracy.
Are you utilizing EMPs?
I am.
They're super, super helpful against those dudes.
I am. The only problem is I'm so like, I'm stingy. I'm stingy. I'm always holding
Yeah.
on to everything.
You got 400 Phoenix downs for the last boss.
Yeah, that really is me in a nutshell with games in general. But I ended up just kind of running the loop because I had some lock picks. I think I could have picked this lock, but I was like, I see an area where I can stack some crates, so I stacked the crates.
Dude.
And like I'd run around the
get
corner,
it.
I'd grab a crate, then I'd wait for him to go. Like I would time it. I was listening. I was like, okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and I would run and I would stack it, and it was kind of wonky because you had to like crouch down to pick it up, and because you have to have area to throw it. You can't just place it.
Dude, the game will punish you if it's clipping through like something in the geometry and it manages to still throw it. It'll just throw it through the world and it's gone.
Really?
So if you're in a spot where there's like you only have 3 crates or 2 and you have to stack them to jump over lasers or something. If you do it just the wrong way, you'll just throw it right off the map.
Yeah,
and it's like
I haven't
okay,
had
well,
that issue. I've been pretty
that
careful.
happened to me a couple times.
And I don't do this tactic very often because I didn't take that strength upgrade. I kind of wish I would have, so I could lift heavy stuff. But I'm also utilizing the quick save and quick load with plus on the number pad and slash on the number pad. I'm not sure if you figured that
Very
out
good.
yet.
Yeah.
I'm talking every corner. Like, if I take out an enemy and I get to a safe spot and no one saw me, quick save.
Dude, that's the immersive sim life,
Like,
especially when you're
it's
for your
almost-
first playthrough.
We'll talk about it later. It was almost to where it was like too much. It was like too much of it, but we'll get to that in a second. But it wasn't here. I ended up stacking some crates and climbing over the vent.
Are we in the heli base or are we in the airport right now?
We're getting to the heli base. What I ended up doing was there is
Gotcha. I know what you're talking about.
There's a water, like an aqueduct. And I kind of took some damage because I swim slower than anything you've ever seen in your entire life.
You got to have the lung upgrade.
Yeah, I ended up swimming up and sneaking. This is the area where there's more just dead junkies all over the place. Some bad guys and robots patrolling these areas where there's like cracks in the wall. You can kind of like get in the wall and sneak past them. And then we get into the area. It's like the heliport / airport, and we find the barrels of ambrosia. We're looking for
the first one. Yeah.
we're looking for the barrels of ambrosia. I like this area, dude. I thought
Me
this
too.
was,
I did too.
I really enjoyed the gameplay here. I was doing pretty good, at least like for just an absolute blind run.
You've got the little break room with like the pinball machine and the secret room in there. There's just a lot to explore. A lot of quick saving, quick loading.
Yes, a lot. Well, I was utilizing a lot of quick save and loads here, less so because of the difficulty of me dying, and more so because there's so many options and I was overwhelmed. I had the lock picks to pick things, and I just didn't want to waste a lot of them. So I was picking some doors and reloading. And if I would get to the other side,
If it wasn't rewarding.
Yeah, like, oh, this really wasn't worth it. I wouldn't do it.
Dude, I'm with you. I totally support that kind of gameplay. Like, this is for a player such as myself, like, I don't play games back to back, rare, like, ever, if at all. So, like, when I come back to a game, it's usually years later because I want to have the experience again.
I think
so.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was just gonna say, optimize your experience towards your playstyle so that you can have the most fun possible.
Yeah.
Like, that's if I'm gonna come back to this game in 5 or 6 years. I want to have the best time with it now that I can, and really, squeeze it, wring it out for all that it's worth.
That's
so that I can get it and understand it and have like appreciable feelings about it.
It depends on the game for me. Like, if it's like a Last of Us 2, I wouldn't play that and then just immediately play it again. Especially, I mean, they had the post-game content with that where like you can go play bonus modes, but that wasn't there whenever the game launched. So I'm not replaying that entire story all over again. But some games like Hitman, it's like those missions don't take very long. So, and that's the whole point.
Sure.
The game is designed for you to do that. But yeah, I cleared this whole place out. Cleared every single person. Starting to I regretted picking the sniper rifle. I don't regret it anymore. I'm actually enjoying the sniper rifle.
Oh, good. Nice.
It's still very difficult to shoot, but I did upgrade my rifle skills a little bit to help with that. I'm thinking about upgrading my pistol to advanced or elite because I use that stealth pistol. That is my go-to
little plasma
gun.
one.
But it just sucks because it sucks because when you shoot someone in the head, it rarely will drop someone in one shot.
I haven't gotten it to.
Yeah, if you shoot them like in the face, it will sometimes work. But if they have a helmet, it's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
I
like using
it will do more damage.
The police baton to the back of the head seems to do a one-hit knockout. But it's for me, it's a tricky one.
It's not even the head that you got to hit them right like above their butt crack. like their lower back. You can't, like, I hit people in the head all the time. It doesn't do anything. But if I hit them right,
well, I'm always doing it. Like, when it gets to that point, I'm chasing them. Like, they're running to the alarm, and I'm just.
Well, the police baton is like my stealth option. I was using a knife, but then I swapped to the baton because Paul was getting mad I was killing people. But it turns out using the baton kills them too. The only thing that the stun,
really?
Yeah, the stun makes them unconscious. The baton.
Well,
kills
I
them.
knocked someone out and it said unconscious. I thought it was a back of the head thing.
Maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong.
I think you can kill them with these blunt force. Like, if you hit them with the crowbar, they're dead.
That makes sense.
But I managed to single hit kill while I was chasing a guy down a hallway, and I'm not really sure how it happened, but it worked out with the police baton. But I'm all about the stun prod,
Yeah,
dude.
I learned that whenever your different parts of your body get hurt, you get different penalties. I thought that was a cool, like, kind of Fallout inspired thing.
Yeah, dude, for sure.
Like, my accuracy got so bad with my pistol. I was like, dude, I can't do anything here. Like, I had to get like right up on people to shoot them in the face.
Are you stacking med kits or are you using them?
I'm trying to hold on to them as long as I can. But now I have an augment that I can heal myself, and I haven't used it yet.
That's the money, dude.
But I saw that and immediately was like, is this even an option?
Yeah,
is this even an option? But yeah, then we get to this
here.
really wide open airport area. This part's still not too bad. You can just
You went up the elevator to get to the...
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. There's a way to swim there. There's like a sewer grate, which I found...
Tony Soprano's mom.
I found going backwards because I was doing some exploring.
Sometimes
around
I would do that. I would go back
dock.
and be like, could I use this area? And I'll kind of confirm
Yeah.
it. Like, and there's actually an area in, I think it's the heliport, where there's one of those doors. It's a lockpick. It's a door, and it's like 2 feet and a ladder, and it just goes to the roof. It's like, oh yeah, that's just the ladder closet. We have ladder closets here.
This was pre-clambering technology,
Yeah,
so
you
your
gotta
characters
remember,
couldn't
like,
clamber.
when they were designing these like, they weren't going by like realistic floor plans of places.
Yeah,
you know? It's not like Hitman where it's like use the fire escape ladder on the outside of the building because that's where fire escapes are. This is like, no, there's a closet. You open it up, there's a ladder, and it gets you to the crow's nest where the sniper
I know
is.
you're in the guards break room and there's a secret door that just has a box with medkits. Yeah, but
early
Hitman,
game design,
especially
dude. Early game design.
the modern Hitman is just, I mean, it's the pinnacle
God,
of kind
dude, those
of
games are so
realistic
good.
level design. It's incredibly done. But anyway, yeah. So we get to the airport.
Yeah, and this one,
did you?
I just did a combination of exploring. I found some weapon modifications and multi-tools and lockpicks, held on to them, and I ended up just going to the dockyard, and I found that second barrel of ambrosia, and the hacker guy was like, what's his name, Jacobson? I forget his name.
I think it's Alex Jacobson. Yeah.
Yeah, he was like, yeah, the last one's probably on this on Lebedev's plane. Lebedev is like the leader of these terrorists.
Lebedev!
And so it's probably on his plane. And so you get a gate code at the dockyard to get to the hangar that has his 747 in there.
That's right.
and
I appreciate the specificity.
This one, I wasn't killing people indiscriminately. I was just getting through. If they were in my way, I got rid of them, but I wasn't like trying to clear the whole place because these robots are on patrol, and I didn't want to mess with them. And my
It's
health
not
was
worth
kinda
the
low.
smoke, dude.
I was running out of med kits, and like I said, my accuracy was really bad, so I had to kind of like really come up with some on the fly ideas to get through.
That's my favorite part. That's my favorite bits. That's some of my favorite stuff in any kind of game like this.
I've been using the stealth pistol a lot 'cause every modification I get, I put in the stealth pistol, hoping that it'll get.
Oh, no
so
kidding!
good.
I keep putting it into the crossbow, and the base pistol, because when I have to go murder, I can get headshots pretty reliably now. That is less useful when you come across more armored characters later, but
yeah,
early on, it's boom, boom, boom. It's doing all the work I need.
But yeah, we
in
opened
addition to the
we opened
other
up the
tools.
hangar, and the first thing I noticed was the enemies. There's a guy, like I'm in kill mode, right? I look over to the corner and I see a guy there. I'm like, oh, I'm in line of sight, and I line up a headshot, and it's green.
Yeah.
And I look over, and there's Paul. I'm like, what the heck is Paul doing here? And he comes over the comms. He's like, you can relax, JC. I told the troops to stand down. That's right. I'm working for the NSF.
He just says it outright.
I'll meet you at the 747. And I was like, okay, well, this makes sense why he's been telling everybody to use non-lethal stuff against the NSF, because he's been a mole this whole time, and it would give him the upper hand to be lethal against the people who are trying to be non-lethal against them. So all of a sudden, everything makes sense about Paul to me in my head like that. I don't need anyone to explain
What are
anything.
you thinking?
What am I thinking? I'm
Yeah.
like, I gotta go talk to Paul and see what he knows, because...
Yeah.
I mean, it's part my personal beliefs, my real life personal beliefs of working for a mega corporation or the government versus someone who could be pitched to what's the word I'm looking for here? A gullible audience that they're the bad guys, aka misinformation and gaslighting.
The meme warfare.
Yeah, so I was like, I gotta go talk to Paul, because if he knows something, I gotta hear it out. And he tells us, hey, you gotta go talk to Lebedev, hear him out. So I explored the hangar, found some stuff, upgraded my gun a little bit more, found an augment in the airplane as well. I've found
with the ambrosia.
I've found duplicate augments. I'm not sure if that's normal, but I have.
Well, so each augment gives you 2 upgrade paths. So you get both. Is really what the game is offering.
Oh, okay. Because it won't let me. Yeah. It won't let me use them. It's just like, oh yeah, you already have a mod in the slot, so it's just useless.
Well, you may have picked up an upgrade canister.
No, I have picked up those. I've picked up actual augment canisters. It's like, oh, you already have something in the leg, so you can't use this. So I'm like, okay, well, I've been holding on to them, so.
Yeah, that's a good move, because I'm not sure how that would have happened.
But I did lose. I did lose them, unfortunately. I'll tell you later.
Oh, okay. I think that I've gotten everything, and I've been able to slot it in just fine. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the difference there would be. But regardless, you found the last canister of ambrosia in the bottom of the 747.
So all 3 have been accounted for, and what we're trying to get that for is for UNATCO to properly administer antidotes to people that might be infected.
The mayor, because Wiedrickson. No, what's the director's name? Meyerson, the main guy, not Walter Simons, but the dude that Walter is interfacing with every time we see him.
On the
at UNATCO HQ. Gosh, the audience is
it starts with an M. Starts with an M. The like chief guy.
Yeah, dude.
What is his name?
It's right. I can find it somewhere.
It starts with an M.
Manderley.
Manderley, thank you. Manderley, yes.
I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. That was awful. But here we go. So,
I can't remember all these names. There's a lot of names. A lot of proper nouns getting tossed around.
My ability to recall that kind of stuff is getting worse as I age. So Manderley says to you something that was important that I forgot as we tried to remember Manderley's name.
No, he told us, kill Lebedev immediately is what he says.
Yeah, but we were talking about something else. I totally forgot my train of thought trying to figure out that goofy boy's name. But we were talking.
Simon.
So how did you get to? How'd you get to Lebedev? Because you get to that door and it's locked. Did you just pick it?
No. I think I found a code somewhere. Or
there's a nano key.
I found a nano key and just walked in
the kitchen, in like the little kitchen.
Yeah, I was exploring
area.
a little bit. Once again, I don't want to use my picks if I don't have to.
Then
we go talk to
find old Leb.
We talk to Lebedev, and he's not hostile at all, of course. But what does he say exactly? I'm pulling it up.
Well, the gist of it is that he's like,
would you like, why is Paul working for you? And he says, he wouldn't betray UNATCO without a reason, essentially.
Yeah.
Also, he says UNATCO has a policy against killing unarmed prisoners. And I didn't kill him. I did not kill him. Let's see.
He says something about he hits him with like the Winter Soldier thing, like
he's telling us like, oh, your parents,
I know more about your parents than you do.
Your parents were employees of you are basically one test tube short of being a lab experiment. You and your brother. Which I know that we've found out before that usually people's bodies reject the augments that we have, and that's why we're like the new generation of people of like I want to say cyborgs, but essentially.
Well, it does. That knowledge does help recontextualize what you see in that opening sequence. The opening cinematic where Simons and some dude in a lab coat who's clearly powerful are talking, and the lab coat guy says something like, yeah, we've been able to make more progress because we have like fewer ethical kind of scruples.
Yeah.
Like because our main rival is tied up with like dumb ethics, they haven't gotten as far as us. What you see on screen when he says that are the little alien dudes that walk around.
Yeah.
And so it's like, are they creating that? But I think what he's referencing is the AUG program, or maybe there's more to it than just that. But he could have been referencing that in a number of things as part of their
it says,
inability to be bound by ethics. We've made discoveries. Look at Paul and JC. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it says here that he says you didn't have parents. The ones you knew were employees. You were made by a cabal of technophiles so crazed for power that they would control not only governments and people, but the chemistry of our bodies as well.
I mean, he's talking about the dudes who run Palantir right now. It's
and then Anna Navarre shows up. She's like, "Get out of here, JC. You've done enough." And I kept talking to Lebedev, and he's like, "You need to think bigger."
How far did you push it?
You need to I pushed it to the absolute end.
There we go.
And he said, "Do you think it's an accident that the cure for the global plague is owned by a single corporation, and that it's kept so secret that only the tabloids dare print a story suggesting that it even exists?" Wow.
Man.
And JC says, the supply is limited. That doesn't mean there's a conspiracy. And he says, but where does that corporation manufacture the cure? And where did your brother uncover the information that brought him over to our side? I'm just letting it go a little bit so I can keep reading.
No, yeah,
I
it's
said,
good
go
stuff.
on. He said, I can tell by the expression on your friend's face that she knows where I'm heading. UNATCO is completely correct to think that Tracer Tong will soon understand Ambrosia. He was the one who was going to receive this shipment. So they were bringing it to this person. That's what the NSF was trying to do.
Yeah.
And they weren't. That was their goal. JC says, why you tell me all this? He says, I've said nothing that UNATCO won't find on this plane's computer. But here's the secret. This is what Paul was so interested to hear from Tracer Tong. And then Anna Navarre says, Manderley will be disappointed in your insubordination. And then she blasts him. And Lebedev is dead, man. She blew him away. She's like, oh, you need to go talk to Manderley now. He's going to be pissed because he told you to kill this guy immediately. So obviously Manderley knows something that we don't. And we get out.
And he was asking you to go against official UNATCO regulation by killing an unarmed prisoner.
And which made me I started getting kind of pissed because I was like, okay, y'all going to fuss me for breaking some protocols.
Yeah.
But breaking these protocols. Oh, so once again, working for a mega corporation. And,
dude, the Wei Shin, like, this is just, it goes back.
Well, that, and I mean, we both worked for the same place before, and I was like, oh, so it's okay for me to break these rules? But
sure.
I can break these rules, and that's just fine? Like, because
some rules,
you can break the rules that benefit us.
Enrich us.
Even though that we made the rules. But yeah, the...
So let me tell you what happened in my game. I did the exact same conversation with Lebedev, but I killed Anna Navarre.
Oh, you killed her there? Wow.
Yeah. I killed her there. Yeah, I killed her with a lamb.
Wow. I didn't even think. That's interesting. So I wonder what happens later. I guess we'll get to that.
So, Lebedev survives, and gosh, I would have to see. He does reveal something after the fact.
Oh, if you kill her first, he'll keep talking.
He tells you more about it. He gives you the name. He gives you the name of the organization that's doing all the stuff. They're called the Majestic 12. And he says that they are like running the United Nations. I mean, these people are at the tippy top of global power.
Like secret society? Like Illuminati almost?
Yeah, Majestic 12, exactly.
Wow.
Illuminati stuff.
Wow.
And remember Y2K, dude, it was all the rage.
Of course I wasn't going to kill Anna Navarre because she's technically my teammate. But also I didn't expect her to blow him away.
Well, dude, it's interesting because once you kill her, Jacobson comes over the comms after you clean up with Lebedev and you have your security guy, cybersecurity guy. He's like, JC, what did you just do? He was like, what the heck are you thinking? He's like, look, if Manderley sees this, you're dead. He's like, they'll execute you. He's like, I'm erasing this video because I don't know how much you've talked to Jacobson, but
he sees it. He's got InfoLink. He sees everything you see. Yeah. That's why I'm usually cautious because I know that whatever I do, there's a reason they know what I do because
Right,
they
for
see
sure.
it all and it's all reported. It's all
Yeah.
recorded and reported. Also, old Hans Gruber is outside as well.
Yeah.
And at first I liked him, but he's like, oh yeah, I can't wait because I hope I get the assassination.
Dude, he was like,
mission
he said,
for your
he's like,
brother."
I'm just going to tell you right now, I volunteered to take Paul out.
And I was like, dang, I don't know if I like any, like everything's starting to fall apart. Like, I'm like,
Yeah.
who am I working for? So I actually go back to UNATCO. And then I went to the break room and talked to Simmons first, I think. And what did he say?
Yeah, he does reveal some stuff. Let me see if I can
Yeah,
find.
I'm scrubbing there now. Oh yeah, the doctor was like checking all his augmentations. I said, "Don't you work in Washington?" And he says, "Actually, I'm the director of FEMA." And I was like, "What?"
That's right.
I was like,
That's right.
Sounds like you wouldn't have much use for physical augmentations. He says, you underestimate the demands of my work. We will deal with every sort of natural and unnatural disaster you can imagine.
He's like, I'm a fixer. I got this job because I can get stuff done.
I said, but you're the director. You work behind a desk. Am I behind a desk right now? No, I'm not. That's because we have a situation in New York. I got my position because I can fix things. You will see shortly because you have probably noticed yourself this agency is broken and needs an overhaul.
Dude, he's talking about there's deep state. You are the deep state.
Yeah. So like we're just a pawn, dude. So I go to talk to
Yeah, dude,
Manderley.
yes. JC and Paul both were like lab babies designed to be the world's strongest pawns. They were designed to be pawns.
Yeah, I go talk to Manderley. He's pretty pissed at me. He's like, just
Yeah.
shut up and listen for a second. Christ, JC, this kind of behavior, not to mention your brother's defection, is making certain powerful people very nervous. Nervous about you. You understand the importance of loyalty, don't you? And I said, can they really kill him? Can they kill Paul? He's like, oh yeah, there's a kill switch. We can just push a button and he's gonna die,
Yeah.
just like you. That's why you need to start,
Woo,
that's why you need to
keep
start
you on a
listening.
short leash.
We're gonna send you to Hong Kong.
So
And,
if you kill Anna, you have the same conversation, but he says because they don't have the information, you tell Manderley that Lebedev went crazy, started firing. You weren't in there yet, and then he surrendered when you came by. So when you came through, he was like, I'll go with you, officer." But he in JC's recollection to Manderley, Lebedev kills Anna, and no one saw. Oopsie.
Yeah.
But Manderley says at the end of your conversation, recapping, he says something along the lines of, he basically suggests that you're trying to cover for Paul. He's like, I don't know what's going on here. If you're trying to look
you're
out for
acting
Paul.
funny.
Yeah, he was like, but all that other stuff that you said, he's got us on a short leash. They're keeping an eye on us.
But the quartermaster was very happy with me. He gave me some extra stuff.
Yeah, he's a real OG. That guy's awesome.
Yeah, and I'm starting to kind of tell people, like, because everyone's asking me, they're like, oh, I gotta go, I gotta move this real fast. Gotta pull up the next gameplay.
Okay.
But yeah, everyone's asking me about Paul, and I'm like, I don't know. And they're like, well, we all liked Paul, and we there's got to be something's going on. Mm-hmm. Hold on, I'm just moving some windows around.
I mean, yeah, you're talking about like their top performer.
Yeah, and we get in the helicopter, and then Jock is like, hey, we're not going to Hong Kong.
Dude, remember what Jock said in the Hell's Kitchen bar? Mm-hmm. He's like, we talked about this last week. He was like, he eventually reveals that he's Jock, and if you keep talking to him, he tells you he's the guy who flies Paul to Hong Kong.
Yeah.
And he's like, your brother's the greatest man I've ever known.
Yeah, and so he's like, we're going back to Hell's Kitchen. We're going.
He's loyal.
You gotta
This
go save
dude
your
is
brother.
loyal.
So at this point, we go back to Hell's Kitchen. I went straight to the apartment, and I went to go check in with the apartment owner because he was down there. I saw him bickering with his daughter. So I was like, hey, what's going on? He's like, this a-hole JoJo. It's her
Old
boyfriend.
JoJo.
He's like, you got to give me something. You got to give me something to defend myself. I was like, I have this extra pistol. Here you go. So I gave it to him. And JoJo comes down. They get in an argument. They start shooting each other. I didn't think that Mr. Gilbert was going to make it out, so I killed JoJo for him.
Oh, nice.
And he was really grateful, and it seems like that was kind of a problem that was solved from earlier.
Yeah.
Because JoJo is a problem. It actually, Manderley was telling me about JoJo, and he's like, I wasn't part of the mission parameters, don't worry about it. So I was like, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Went and met Paul in his apartment. I went over to that secret thing that you told me about that was there.
Oh, yeah.
So thank you for letting me know about that. Opened that up, got some upgrades and such. Paul is basically like, hey, man, we got to send out a distress.
I'm chair bound.
Yeah, I can't do anything. They've activated the switch in my head. I'm going to die, essentially. You need to get out of here before the same happens to you, but you got to go send this distress code to NSF so they know, they know that I've been compromised.
Compromised.
So I got frustrated at this part.
Yeah, we need to talk about this.
Because I went down, he said, hey, to get to the NSF headquarters, you need to go to the rear side of the bar and go west. And I go west, and I'm looking everywhere, and I cannot find this place for anything. I'm like, what am I missing?
Yeah.
Bro, it was east.
So I'm not sure what you did, because I hadn't played yet when you texted me this, and so I was like, I got to see what's going on. And so I was like, I was really listening for these directions and stuff. And you're right, they give you two directions. Paul tells you you got to go to the tunnel toward the east. He says that, toward the east. And then I think it was Sandra who says they opened up the tunnel behind the bar. Yeah. And so those are the two details you have. And so I was like, okay, I'm gonna go out the hotel, and I'm just gonna, with those two pieces of information, I'm gonna see where I go. I point the compass in the top left. I point it west, and I head in that direction. Yeah, yeah. When I got all the way to the west that I could, I took in my surroundings, and I'll tell you where I was. If from that point, if I turned northwest, the tunnel was there, and I was behind the bar. So I think the thinking is, if you go out of the hotel and just go toward the west, you're going to end up behind the bar.
You know what it was?
And that's where it is.
It's that when I left, I just went down the fire escape. I didn't go back out the front door. I went down the fire escape.
Oh, dude, it's literally right there.
And so when you drop off the fire escape, you're in the alleyway behind the bar.
Yeah.
So I think I just went west.
And so you went west after that.
Yeah.
Dude, I see.
I was like, what the heck? So I ended up just like ping-ponging until I was like, wait a minute, I don't remember that tunnel being open last time I was here.
Yes,
and so I went to the tunnel, I was like, okay, this looks like a new area, and I ended up finding it. But I was like, what am I missing? Because I thought I had to just go right back to where we were before, the same headquarters we were at before, which it was. But instead, you can't go through the warehouse anymore or the rooftops because it's all closed off. Right. So you had to go a different way. And so in my mind, I was like, well, I'll just go the same way I did last time. And I couldn't do it.
Yeah. Here's you know what? I had a different sequence of events. So I went into Paul's apartment through the fire escape. I went up the ladder, in through the window, and talked to Paul. And we exchanged and all that. And I looked again in the secret closet, and I found the augment upgrade. That's not there the first time through.
Oh, is it not?
He resupplies. Yeah, he puts new stuff in there.
How nice of him.
And then after that exchange, I went down. So Sandra was the last person I talked to. And she was the one who said, the cops or the whoever, they've opened that tunnel behind the bar. Yeah. And so I just went out the front door, faced west, and then I ended up a little bit to the left of the bar. And I was like, well, there's the bar. And then the tunnel was right there.
Yeah, I lost some of my gameplay here because I ended up just turning it off. Because when I'm running this application, I can't, for some reason, I can't run I can't run two monitors because the cursor will go off the application to the other monitor for some reason, and whenever I click it undoes it. But it's one of those applications, it doesn't just minimize, the whole screen goes black and it takes a second and then it minimizes. I see. And so I end up just turning off my other monitor, so I can't watch the runtime. And I was like, gosh, this has to be like, I was like 2.5 hours in. And these big files, I was like, well, I don't want it to run too long, so I cut it off. Yeah. And then I forgot I wasn't running it, so I basically went all the way through all of this. There's no combat or anything except for like a couple drug dealers if you come across them.
Oh, the headquarters.
Which I did kill them and get some explosives, which is great. And then you just kind of work your way all the way up the headquarters again. And I found like using a combination of like codes I found and information to get all the way to the tippy top. You realign the dish and then you set off the distress signal. And I think it's Manderley that comes over. Somebody comes over.
No, it's Simons.
Simons.
It's Walter.
He's like, oh yeah, by the way, you're a traitor now.
You're dead.
And everyone is going to try to kill you. So all these friendly people you've been seeing all the way up. This is the part I was thinking. I was like, God, dude, Tyler must have the patience of a saint to get through this part without killing people. Dude, the first thing I did on the roof, I looked down the chain link fence. There's 3 dudes just running in a circle. They're just running in a circle. They're like, ooh, ooh, ooh. They're just waiting. They're just waiting for me, dude. And I fought my way down.
You can, so like the key to succeeding in a run where you don't kill anyone is you just run away from fights. Now, their guns are pretty accurate.
Very.
And they kill you very fast. Yep. So it's a combination of stealth running. Like you have to stealth, and then when you have your chance, you got to take a dude out and run for it.
Yeah, this is where I started to struggle, and I was
door.
like, I got to upgrade my rifle because I've got so much assault rifle ammo and sniper rifle ammo, and I'm not using it because I suck with it. I had to upgrade something. And I just did a combination of killing the enemies that got in my way and sneaking around, like dropping some TNT explosives from an upstairs window to blow up a robot.
I did the same thing. That's so funny.
Yeah, we get all the way back to Paul, and when we get to Paul,
did you go up the fire escape?
Yeah, I went up the fire escape, which is the same place I came down. And Paul's like, "Hey, did you find the records we need on that Weasel, Walton Simons?" And JC says, I have a question about Simons. The instant I set the signal, he ordered the troopers to hunt us down. Why does FEMA have authority over at UNATCO? I thought FEMA was a domestic agency for flood relief and that sort of thing, which is wild because there was there's a
pre-Katrina.
Yeah, pre-Katrina, and there was a FEMA. FEMA acquired a lot of. There was like temporary FEMA encampments.
Yeah,
like a quarter mile from my house.
There's a lot of conspiracy theories around FEMA, but this is, I say before Katrina,
what are they doing
what
are they doing when they're not doing relief work?
For us, for you and I, that's where FEMA became real. Like, I didn't know what FEMA was before then. Like, it was just a word to me.
It's time for you to do what you're supposed to be doing, and then they weren't doing it the way they were supposed to be doing it, or at least not efficiently. That was something that we have personal experience with, at least with the news reporting down here. More in the news later. Paul says, his authority doesn't come from FEMA. He's part of a secret organization, Majestic 12. This is where I learned about it. And he says, we don't know much more of the name, but they plan to use FEMA as a part of a scheme to shut down the U.S. government.
Dude, yeah. They're accelerationists. They're trying to end the world order so they can install a new one. This is literally, dude, again, this is something we're staring at today with these tech monsters.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden those robot voices that we heard, or those men in black from earlier that were at
these
UNATCO,
guys are the worst, they were like, but I love them.
Put your weapons down and step into the hallway. And then Paul's like, you got to get out of here, bro. Get to Hong Kong. You'll find your answers there.
All right, dude. What did you do?
You got to go meet Jock in Battery Park. I stayed and fought the men in black, but he's like, go out the window. He gave me the subway station code. I stayed and fought the men in black with him, and it seemed like they just kept coming. Like, I killed like maybe 3 or 4 of them. I can't remember how many. And then he was like, dude, you have to get out of here. And I was like, okay, I should probably get out of here. So I went down the window, and I was getting really frustrated because it was very, very difficult to evade all these people and get to the subway.
Yeah, this part is a pinch.
Utilizing my my quick save methods, I got to the point where I was getting a little frustrated because I just could not. There were so many of them. They're robots. They're mad accurate. The riot cops are turning on you. It's bad. And I started getting because when I would die, it just shows you the death screen, and you just hit the slash button and it reloads it. But one of the times I died, it didn't happen. It just loaded me into an unknown area. And I was like, what the heck is this? And let me get this off my chest. You know what I hate? I hate forced death sequences in video games. If it's not shown that you need to be doing that. I remember one of them that I had difficulty with was Paper Mario and the Thousand-Year Door. I'm not sure if you ever played that game, but I remember as a kid, if I knew I was going to lose a battle, I would just reset the game, especially if there was a save point right before, because I was like, well, may as well just instead go into the whole game over screen. Like, I would look ahead and know that I couldn't win, and I would reset it.
Yeah.
And there's a part in Paper Mario where you're supposed to lose. There's nothing you can do. I'm not sure if you remember.
So you were resetting.
Yeah. So I would just keep resetting here. But when I died that one time, I don't know if it's just because I got to a certain point, but I was dying a lot and having to reload. The game was making me reload.
Right.
But I guess it's because I got to the subways, and I was near the subway entrance. I went down. I was like, oh, let me reload. And I looked up before I hit the button, and it loaded me into a new place. I was like, okay, I was supposed to die here. And that makes sense, because I was like, I have enough experience with these forced death scenarios in video games. I was like, okay, well, this makes sense, because there's just no humanly way that I could have fought all this. They've got the big walker robots. They got like dozens and dozens, dude. And I was like, kill a guy, quick save, kill a guy, quick save, kill a guy. Like, I got it to where almost all these people were dead. But I don't know if it was like I wasn't paying attention. I thought I was in the clear to just run into the subway, and I just got dropped. So like I don't know if you can even actually get to the subway.
Well, let me tell you my experience.
Yeah, tell me, what did you do?
So before I detail that, what do you know? Like, do you have any more information about Paul? Or did that come later in the next mission?
I think it came later.
Okay, well, we can end that there. So I fought with Paul in his bedroom, and after several attempts, I eventually carved enough of a path through the enemies.
They blow up when you kill them.
Yeah, dude, you have to kill them from a distance. I carved enough of a path for us to leave through the front door of the hotel.
Wow. I was waiting for you out there.
Just the same dudes that you saw. The just roaming UNATCO and robots and that sort of stuff. So the way that it works is that Paul fights with you when you're there.
Yeah.
And he goes with you if you leave. So like if you kill enough dudes to advance, you only have to kill maybe like 8 or something.
Yeah.
9 maybe, like from the beginning of his apartment to the front door, if you're just moving. Like kill, run, kill, run. And then once you leave, Paul's gone. Like I'm not sure like where he goes after that. Yeah, but he stays with you until you leave the hotel. So I got there. It took me a few tries, but I eventually got there using my pistol. That's the best weapon I have. I haven't upgraded. Wait, did I upgrade my rifle?
The pistol or the stealth pistol?
Regular pistol.
Okay.
I'm headshots. The Men in Black, I was using lambs as well at this point because I had a stack of them. I had like 9 or 10 at this point. So I used those maybe 2 times, and then I stealthed from the hotel to the subway. It was a combination of stealthing and then just making a break for it. But I managed to get there. I 6282 or whatever the combination was, got in the subway and went to Battery Park. I left Hell's Kitchen and I went to Battery Park. And when you get there, as soon as you leave the subway station, you see NSF or UNATCO people are everywhere. And Herman Gunter, he walks up and he's like, "Oh, I'm going to arrest you, JC," or whatever. Like, it's time. Your reckoning is here, basically.
Wait,
and
I said Hans Gruber. Who's Hans Gruber?
You did.
Wait, who is that?
That's the villain from Die Hard. That's Gary Oldman. Or no, not Gary Oldman. It's
Alan
Snape.
Rickman. Alan Rickman.
Rickman, yeah.
Hans Gruber.
Yeah, dude. His character and Gary Oldman's character from The Professional are like of a similar type to me.
Yeah.
Anyway, you get there. Herman is there, but the interesting thing, dude,
JC,
is that
I told you I'd get you.
if you had gotten there, you would have seen Anna.
Wait.
Anna comes to arrest you unless you kill her on the 747.
Oh, she would have been there to take you in too?
Yeah, she would have been the one to arrest.
Wow.
But without Anna, he's like, I know it was you. It's your time. I'm taking you in.
Oh, that's so interesting, man. That's the beauty of this game. I love
this
dude.
kind of stuff.
I love that there's so many choose your adventure type moments with this game, and this is like almost a progenitor of it.
And it flows naturally.
I love to hear these things. That's what makes me love this game as much as I do. It's not the gameplay at all.
No, dude, I understand.
They were supposed to remake or remaster this game, and something bad happened, and they didn't make it.
It's been development hell, dude. It's just another case of.
We need a remake of this game.
I know, man.
Like,
seriously.
There's very few games I say like we need a remake of this particular game. This game needs a remake because could you imagine playing this with like modern amenities and like redesigned levels, like a Final Fantasy VII Rebirth level remake without the like rewriting the history stuff.
You wouldn't need to do that for sure.
Keep the source material the same and just give us cool level design and maybe some like replayability options and stuff like that.
Modernized controls. I mean, that's
dude. Oh man, we're what
Eidos Montreal was out there and they made maybe the best Deus Ex with Human Revolution, and now there's nothing going on with this franchise. It just doesn't make sense. Arcane is out there and they could knock it out of the park.
They don't want Big Brother doesn't want us to play this game, man.
The Majestic 12, dude. They don't want us to play.
They don't want us playing this.
So yeah, that's what happens. You encounter Herman, and you can either say, "All right, take me alive," or you can fight back. And I chose to fight back, but I didn't actually fight. I just was like, maybe I'll escape. And so I did my classic stuff. I turned around and ran, and
Did you get forced death here too?
Well, yeah, you do eventually, because you get to a point where it's just a swarm.
Yeah,
there's nothing you can do.
Yeah, you just can't.
So you wake up. Yeah, you wake up in a padded cell, a facility.
Yeah, that's what happened to me. I woke up in a cell, and I think, is it Anna's there? Yeah, Anna's at my cell, and she's basically she's like, "Oh, I came to watch you die," and I'm like,
"Whoa,
man, these people were my friends. Like, how can they not see the truth?" And let me pause for a second and say, not quite on the scale of like life and death, but like that's how it felt working at a mega corporation. We both worked at the same mega corporation, and I remember talking to my talking to my coworkers and being both my coworkers and my leaders who were my coworkers that got acquired with me. And I'm like, how can you not see how wrong this is? Like, how can you not see how stupid, or like there was like the reality of things and then like this made up reality of like corporate culture, and I'm like, why are you guys buying into this? And it drove me insane.
It sucks, man.
And it's the same thing here, but it's more like government conspiracy. But it's like mega corporation takeover does that to like communities and to relationships and to people, where it's like people buy into fake truths.
I mean, the reality of it is,
it's great. Like
they have like, they still have bills coming, and so it's like they have to ingratiate themselves into a new kind of way of thinking so that they can keep up the lifestyle they have.
I couldn't do it,
and it's not. I know, dude. I understand.
Listeners that are listening, I don't work there anymore, and that's why I left. Is because I felt like an insane man. I felt like an insane man working at this place, questioning everything in my life, questioning, what am I doing? Why am I, bending a knee to all these stupid, petty. And you mix in there people with authoritative abuse powers, people who have bad lives that get authority and they don't know how to use it correctly and responsibly, and they use it as a way to make themselves feel better about themselves. You combine that in there, and they're responsible for other people's well-being and their promotions and such, and it's just a recipe for disaster. But I was feeling it, man. I was feeling it. Narratively in this game, I was feeling it. But
these people, I mean, they are they're totally bought in. Anna and Herman and
it's crazy because they're the less advanced. Like they shouldn't be able to be mind controlled like we are, or maybe they.
It's so interesting because
maybe because they have lower tech, they can be influenced over.
I think their feeling of being threatened, like their jobs being threatened by Paul and JC, makes them antagonistic toward the new technology, toward Paul and JC. So they want to show themselves as useful as possible to the people in power, so that they're not upgraded. You know what I mean? So that they're not replaced, I should say.
Yeah.
So they're never going to rock the boat. They already have Paul and JC threatening their jobs. So when the opportunity comes for them to show them being superior, you can't replace me because I'm actually better than Paul and JC. I'm going to take them in. So there's no loyalty person to person. Their loyalty is to their, I guess like self-preservation almost. Like, I don't want to be replaced, and I don't want to feel lesser, so I'm going to take
thing,
out
dude. Once again, you go to like a corporate culture. You go to like some kind of place that like we worked at. Same thing. It's like people throw other people under the bus, or don't have their back because it benefits them financially or otherwise. Same thing here. I hated this part gameplay wise, by the way.
It was tough. This is a tough
They take
spot.
all your stuff away. Classic, oh, you got caught. All your stuff is in a room. You got to go find it or whatever. Lots of quick saving, reloading. Here, I just did a combination of all kinds of different things using my new computer. If you don't have the computer skills here, dude, I don't know what you're supposed to do. Because, I mean, these bad guys... I mean, I'm playing, once again, normal difficulty. You get shot, you might as well just reload. Like, you get caught, you may as well reload. But I wanted to just kind of see what was in this facility. But we get a new character in the form of Daedalus. Which is kind of like this kind of blank-faced hacker kind of guy. We don't know who it is. Mm-hmm. And he's like, hey, you need to go find your brother's body. I can't remember why. And if you want your stuff, it's in the armory.
He has like logs from that are relevant to Tracer Tom.
So Paul is dead.
In your gameplay, if you go out the front door with him, he survives.
That's what I was going to ask, because I had to go find Paul's body, and I had to go to the armory, which sucked. I had so much crap, and there was so much new stuff. I couldn't. I couldn't fit all my stuff in my inventory, and I got frustrated. I was like, hey, this plasma cannon looks cool. I'm going to take that. Dude. Ended up hating that thing.
I didn't use it.
I did not like it.
What happened? Did you use it on a tank?
I used it on everything, including some aliens. Some aliens that were roaming around. Some Half-Life creatures that were roaming around.
Yeah, dude, seriously.
But that thing, I was like, well, this thing's so huge, I move so slow, and it takes up so much space. This thing has to kill things in one hit. No, it sucks. Don't get that plasma gun.
Okay, well, good to know. I did it, but I was jonesing a little bit. I was like, man, I could.
Well, I thought the same thing. I was like, well, because I was reading all these logs about it. It's like, oh yeah, it's locked up tight. I'm like, oh, I gotta get this thing. And I left all this stuff, including I think a couple of augment canisters that I thought I couldn't use because I had duplicate. So I left them. But anywho's, I'm okay. I'm making it just fine now that I have like the subdermal armor plating. And now I'm using a lot of that stuff.
Your feet are actually going quiet now.
Yeah. Not much use for the radioactive thingy, but maybe there will be.
Oh, sure.
But I go through all that stuff, and
you find when you find Paul. Okay, so what happens after you got all your weapons? You went to Paul.
I went to Paul first and got his log because I was roaming around. I didn't even check the map. I was just roaming around. I just came across him first.
Gotcha.
I released the dude that was in the prison cell with me. I don't know what happened to him. He's probably dead. Because I was like, I was like, hey, if you want to, you can come with me. I could have had him stay or whatever. I was like, oh, come with me. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna use this guy as a distraction. And he ran out. He ran out, and I left him for dead, dude.
He pulls out a knife, and his ultimate fate is a mystery. So let me see. I did the armory first because it's just whenever you come out of it's the hall right there.
Yeah, I should have done that first.
Going through that, you've got nothing. You have to go stealth mode. You find like a prod along the way, a cattle prod thing along the way. But I got all of my stuff. I like these moments because it allows me to kind of like pare down my inventory without me having to do the work. Because like as you go through the game, you pick up crap and it's like, do I want this? Do I need it? I don't know. whenever you go through this, it's like a forced reboot, and it makes you pick like,
Yeah.
okay, I'll take the crowbar, or I'll
only thing
leave
that,
the assault
The only thing that got me
rifle or whatever.
confused was there was 2 sniper rifles in there. I couldn't remember which one. Like I couldn't tell which one was the one I upgraded. So hopefully I grabbed the right one.
Oh, I see.
I probably should have just
Yeah,
did some
I'm not
number
sure.
comparison, but I just didn't feel like doing all that. So I just took one. I was like, whatever, just took one.
I got you.
But yeah,
So-
you basically go to the command center and you kind of fight your way out, and you realize that you're like in the basement of UNATCO.
That's right. So that was the Majestic 12 facility. That's like you're in Majestic 12 territory.
So it was
after getting arrested.
So Majestic 12 was underneath UNATCO this whole time.
This whole time. So you can always go to that area, but it has those one-way windows or whatever, where you can see into UNATCO, but if you're in UNATCO, you can't see into Majestic 12. Did you find that door in advance?
Yeah, I was roaming around. I was like, well, I don't think I'm supposed to be down here, so I just turned around and went the other way. Because some of it,
There's like a retinal scanner
I
or
think
something
the
that doesn't
scanner
work.
and it says like it has infinite like lockpick or whatever, so you can't do it. Usually when I see those doors, I just turn around and go the other way. So
Absolutely, yeah. So when you leave there, it puts you in the clinic.
well, before we go that far, what happens if you save Paul? If Paul was alive here?
He's there and he's alive, and he's like,
In the cell?
here's all the in the same medical facility that
he's
you
just
found
hanging
him
out
in.
there.
Yeah, he's sitting on a bed, and like there are doctors around and stuff. And he's like, thanks for your help, JC, or whatever. Here's the information you need. Don't worry about me. I've got a way out. So he's set.
No way!
Yeah. So and then it's just up to you then to get the logs to Tracer Tong.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm not sure. I may have missed something. I don't know how he plans to escape himself, or if he has a guy on the inside that's going to get him out. But he's like, don't worry about me.
I think it's one of those tell and don't show kind of situations.
Yeah. He's like, you don't worry about me. Here's the info you need. You get to Hong Kong. I'll be fine. So, yeah, you exit through the command center the same way and end up in...
I think I have to pull up my next gameplay here.
Okay. So when you went back into UNATCO after the Majestic 12, the UNATCO officers are still aggressive. There aren't very many of them in UNATCO.
Yeah, I went and talked to my friends. I talked to Reyes,
Yes, that's
the
what
doctor
I was
guy,
wondering.
and he was like, hey, should I come with you? I was like, you know what? Maybe you should stay here.
Interesting. Dude, that's so interesting.
I was like, maybe, firstly, he's a doctor, and I don't want him getting in like a combat situation where I have to protect him because I can hardly protect myself.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, hey, maybe why don't you stay here and you just be my guy on the inside, Because he conveyed to me that he felt the same way. He was like, these guys are messed up, but I don't know where my place would be if I did go with you. So I was like, you just stay here and you can be my guy on the inside. I went and talked to Jacobson, and he was like, hey, I was like, oh.
Yeah, you're like, what's up, Daedalus?
Yeah, I was like, what's up?
What's up, dog?
Yeah, I was like, what's up, Daedalus? And he was like,
dap it up.
that ain't me.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
Yeah, and I was like, oh. He's like, yeah, I don't know who that is, but whoever they are, they must be skillful. He's like, I could have done that if I wanted to, but it wasn't me. He's like, but I got the key out of here, but you're going to have to kill Anna Navarre because...
oh, interesting.
He's like, you got to kill her first because she's going to kill us all if she finds out that, I talked to you and I didn't report or whatever. So I went down and talked to the quartermaster as well, and I told him about what was going on. And
I love this guy.
And he was like, I love you, and I love Paul. You guys have been great. The armory is yours. Come in here and grab whatever you need.
Opens the door.
Yeah, which is awesome. I got some materials I needed, which is great
Some
because I ended up
mods.
dropping that stupid plasma cannon and getting all kinds of...
Here you go, Sam.
like you said, getting re-geared up.
Yeah.
I think this part was great because I could utilize running back to the medical bay and just refilling my health as much as I needed.
Yeah.
I went and talked to Manderley after this.
I wanted to tell you with Reyes, the doctor, I told him to come with me. And there are different outcomes, I'm sure,
man, I hope
based
I
on
didn't pick the wrong
that.
one.
No. They're both positive. Like, they both get you good things in the end. I'll save that for when the time comes to talk about it. But they're both valid, and I considered both options. And I was like, man, it's tough to pick. I went the route that I did for a specific reason. but I think either way you have an argument for.
I got you.
They're both good outcomes though.
Yeah,
for sure.
And then we have let me change the speed of this video. So
Did you go talk to Manderley?
Yeah, so I'm talking to Manderley, and he's in an argument with Simons, not Simmons. We've been calling him Simmons. Simons. And he's like, you aren't a commander, Manderley. We'd hoped you'd give UNATCO an urbane, diplomatic face, that's all. We screwed up our priorities. And, like, I guess Manderley just doesn't have a backbone to stand up for what's right, and he's caught in between being corrupt but not fully jumping into that pond.
Yeah. He doesn't want to do that, but he's in this place, and
he
doesn't have a way out.
He says, I refuse to be pushed into some obscure bureaucratic cubbyhole.
Yeah, he was like, what Simons tells him, he was like, the Library of Congress will be perfect for you.
Yeah, he's actually, I doubt you'll get the chance. Look around. Your star pupil has come back to teach a lesson to his old instructor, and he cuts off. And JC says, I never had time to take the oath of service to the coalition. How about this one? I swear not to rest until UNATCO is free of you and the crooked bureaucrats who have perverted its mission.
Love it.
I did something spicy here. Just to add some drama. Manderley says, big words for a rookie. The only problem is that I've notified Agent Navarre of your escape. Trust me, she'll make sure you don't leave the facility alive. Simon's like, yo, you can't run, JC didn't. And I'm like, oh, we'll see about that. And I pulled out my gun and I blew Manderley away.
Nice.
I did, because he was like, he's like, you didn't hung us out to dry. And he's just talking smack about, he's like, you need to grow up, JC. And so I pull out my gun, boom, just blew him away, dude.
You beat him to it because that's his next move. He pulls out a gun and starts shooting.
Seriously?
You. Yeah, he does.
Oh, no way. Yeah, I wasn't going to turn my back on this corrupt SOB. Dude, I blew him away.
I went in there and he didn't say the line about Anna because she was dead. But I dropped the I won't rest until you and all these corrupt bureaucrats, whatever. And I turned around and left. And so I left him alive to deal with whatever Walter has for him.
So he comes back, like, before you leave or something?
Who?
Manderley?
No, I just left him in his office.
Oh, but he was shooting at you?
No, so I know that he shoots at you. This is prior knowledge.
So you just didn't go in there.
I dropped the line on him. I just didn't stick around. I didn't continue the conversation. I dropped the line about I'm not resting till you're toast, and then I dipped to leave him for. I like the idea that he's got consequences from Walter Simons to deal with, and he's got a life of the
way I saw it was he had a locker full of goodies over there. I know he's got the key. B, I don't like him talking smack to my face. C, I figured he was going to try to shoot me. And D, even if he gets some kind of bureaucratic punishment, he's probably still going to be connected to all this crap anyway and made a scapegoat. So I'd rather just blast him and let them... Because I knew that was going to be their... Like, corporate-wise, that would have been their next move. So I'm like, okay, well, let me take that move out of your playbook and let you figure that out. Because the least I can do is inconvenience them. I
don't know what Manderley's ultimate fate is if he doesn't die. I'm gonna look into it though. I'm curious.
Yeah, look into
to see what happens.
And then you go upstairs, and then Navarre is there, and this part sucks because she's like right at the top of the staircase, and like she's like, "It's time for you to die," and then she'll kill you in a second, in like 2 seconds. You have any time to react, dude. So I ended up. Luckily, I quick saved right out on the bottom of the stair set there, and I'm just throwing like gas grenades and stuff and shooting her with an assault rifle to kill her. And then I go talk to Jacobson, and I think I took Navarre's key to her armory and got a bunch of upgrades as well.
Very nice.
I accidentally shot one of the secretaries in the butt. She got caught in the crossfire. It was not my intention. I think Jacobson ends up staying behind, right?
Yeah, he does. I
figure he's gonna be an inside man as well.
He says something in your conversation where he's like, yeah, I'm finding more and more that UNATCO is up to no good. So
yeah,
and I think JC even tells him like, look me up in Hong Kong.
Yeah, and so that's our next and final portion is we get into the helicopter, and then we we're flying. I'm assuming this Jock in there is going to take us to Hong
Yeah.
Kong. Now, question for you, because you killed Navarre, I'm assuming Hans Gruber meets you at the top.
No.
You
Nope.
just walked out.
Wait. You get Walter or whatever, Hans Herman. He comes over your InfoLink comm thing, and he's like I'm not. He's like
I'm going to
coming
hunt you down in
UNSC.
Hong Kong. Yeah, I got the same thing.
I'm
okay,
coming.
so did you get any kind of boss replacement, or you just get to walk out?
You just leave.
And Jacobson just gives you the key when you first talk to him? Because he told me, he's like, you got to go kill Anna first.
Oh, yeah. No. Because she's not there.
I guess that's the
just like, "Here you
developer's
go."
way of saying, like, this is
Here's how
the
you
final
leave.
point at which Anna can exist in the story, so you got to kill her.
Right.
So, makes sense.
Yeah, I think in the pacifist playthrough, I'm pretty sure she's the only one you have to kill. Whenever I said at the beginning...
there's no way out of that.
When I said in the last episode, I'm pretty sure it's a pacifist playthrough besides one you have to kill. I'm pretty sure it's her.
You have to kill her to get the code to get out. You cannot get out otherwise. You can
So since she was already dead in my playthrough, you talked to Jacobson and he's like,
I guess
here's everything
that's the
you need.
easier way to do it because you don't want to fight her because she can go invisible and she'll disappear and then like sneak up behind you and stuff. It's a rough fight.
So you get Jock to take us to Hong Kong.
And that's
for
where we're
next
going to
week.
be, is to meet Tracer Tong in Hong Kong. Now, question,
Yes.
it might be mad coincidence, but we're taking the ambrosia to China because it's the cure to a widespread pandemic. Was
not
Grey
Wuhan.
Death manufactured in China?
Well, I don't know, but they've talked a lot about how
Dude,
they think
I bet it is.
in
I
Wuhan.
bet it is. Wow, a global pandemic disease that is manufactured, or either it got loose or was manufactured in China, that somehow gets administered into the general populace to control them.
It's so weird. Just the involvement of like with all of these overlapping
Wow.
threads, the involvement of China in any way is weird. I don't know at this point. Maybe I should. Where Grey Death is synthesized. It's been speculated by many characters now that it's people think that it's from like bums and stuff. They're like, I think it's from the government. I think they're doing it.
Well, dude,
so
real life comparisons.
there's a very good reason to feel it is
Real life comparisons. So we live in the deep south. There's general political beliefs in different regions of the country depending on where you live, and so
you could probably assume based on that region.
certain, like when the pandemic happened, there was so little truth in what we thought was truth may or may not have been. There's still, to this day, we still don't know like the facts, like fact of the matter, and if we do, we don't know what to believe. But down here, a lot of us like, it came from China because they're the bad guys.
Dude, you're talking about meme warfare.
And then you got
what
you got
the
people,
book in Deus Ex was talking about. This is that experience.
People over here are like, oh no, it was manufactured. It got loose
Yes.
in maybe some, a bat or something like that, and the bat bit a person.
right.
Contagion styles, exponential spread. These people are like, oh no, it was developed specifically for the
in a biotech lab.
Yeah, it was specifically made to administer into general populace for control and division because it's election year and all this stuff and blah, 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 blah. Like, dude, it's wild because I mean when we talk about cyberpunk dystopia as a genre, this is one of its core values or core identity is division, like
Global division.
Classism, wealth living over the poor, and mega corporations at such a late stage of capitalism that they run the government because they have more money than them and their agendas. They're trying to make
the government
more money.
is totally reliant on their cash flow.
Yeah, and then also robot parts. Cool robot parts.
Robot augs,
Robot
dude.
augments. And you see it with, I mean, one of my favorite games, if not my favorite game of all time, Final Fantasy VII. Not the traditional take on cyberpunk dystopia, but it is, by definition,
like cyber fantasy.
A cyberpunk fantasy mashup of, talk about cybernetic augments. You got a guy with a machine gun arm. You've got Midgar, which is like the, one giant electric power company rules everything because who's going to stop them? They are the government, essentially. But it's a kind of an untraditional take on it because they literally are just the government, because there is no government. It's just them. Either you're with them or you're against them.
But regardless, what you're touching on is like the control of energy. Energy source is a huge recurring idea in this kind of fiction, for sure.
Yeah, and in Final Fantasy VII, that was the big thing. It was like the form, the energy that they provide is drained from like the actual literal life force of the planet, and then there are other forms of energy. Like there's a whole storyline about coal miners and welcoming the new technology, and losing their jobs and all this stuff. But like it's such an interesting take on the genre. But this that actually predates this game that came out in 1997.
Yeah, 3 years.
But this game is more of a gritty, realistic approach to the genre.
It is. It's way less fantastical and way less like kind of like, what am I trying to say? Like image of the future, like sci-fi setting. It doesn't have that as much. It's still a fairly grounded world insofar as like architecture and like the design of public spaces. It still looks like how probably Hell's Kitchen might look in the future in the real world, because
classic New York depiction.
Right.
Steam vents,
gray,
barrels of waste and stuff.
Cement.
You ever seen Jason Friday the 13th? Jason Goes to Manhattan. He's like, there's like barrels of radioactive waste. Like at the docks, it's all gross. There's newspapers and litter everywhere, and rats that are like this big. I mean, that part's true, but
yeah, dude, the rats get huge. Remember that one eating pizza in that viral video from years back? It was like taking a whole slice of pizza, like just carrying it down the subway to have a snack.
Oh no, yeah, the rat problem.
The rats
is crazy. I heard from a professional, like some dude who studies it.
Oh, weird. That's an interesting occupation.
Yeah, he's like the New York rat guy. But anywho's, yeah, that concludes our gameplay here.
A lot's changed in the world of Deus Ex this week.
Yeah, I know we went a little bit further than we were supposed to.
Do you want to try to tackle 3?
We can try, because I was doing the 3, and I was like, man, I feel like I'm pressed for time here.
Oh, okay.
I didn't realize I was doing the third one.
Well, we can, if you want to try to do, okay, so if you want to try to do 2, I know we can do 2 comfortably. Let's see, if we did 2 for each episode, 2, 4, 6. Okay, so that would actually be clean. We can do, that would be 1, 2, 3, that'd be 4 episodes. We can do 2 cleanly for 4 episodes.
Okay.
And get out. Otherwise, it would be 3, 3, and 2, 3 episodes. If you're too pressed for time, though, we're in the middle chunk of the game, so some of these missions are probably going to be on the longer side, I would expect.
Yeah, that was my fear, is that some of these missions, like getting out of the UNATCO, that part was pretty fast. That was pretty quick.
Yeah, for sure. It was. Which is why, that's why I was feeling like, oh yeah, doing the 5th makes a lot of sense. Well, you want to play it safe and say 2 again?
I'd say so, because
okay.
I was running out of time.
Well, we'll do mission 6 and 7, and the game indicates when it transitions into a new mission. So whenever you get the transition into like maybe mission 8, pause your game and leave.
Okay.
Because I would like to talk about what is next to come, like we were able to today. So yeah, dude, we're facing down the barrel of Hong Kong. That's
going
what's
right
next.
back, baby.
Going right back. Maybe we'll run into some people we know.
Wei Shen's there with a robot face.
Oh, dude, he would be like he would be a teenager. Maybe we could set him on a good. Oh no, wait, he would be an old man.
Yeah, I was saying this takes place like 2056, doesn't it?
I was thinking about it in terms of it being.
But yeah, no, there's going to be
though.
some fun things to discuss, I think, going forward. I kind of see where some of this is going, but the most interesting part is comparing our notes, how different things get. Hopefully I don't get a terrible ending for the things.
Well, I'll just tell you this, and this isn't a spoiler. You get little mission change and like roster changes based on decisions like we've talked about already. But as far as like a final mission or like a final game decision moment, conclusion moment, you get to pick that.
Okay.
So when you get to the end of the game, you basically get to decide how it ends for you. But the way that we get there and like who's there at the end and all that, that can change.
Okay.
As we've already seen. So
makes sense. Okay, so play through to the beginning of Mission 8.
Yes. When you see Mission 8, start it, back out, and we'll talk there for next week.
Okay.
Or
sounds like a plan. Well, I'll see you when we get back from Hong Kong.
All right, dude. I can't wait. It's getting spicy. It's getting hot.
Yeah, thanks so much for listening or watching, everybody. I am Brandborg.
I am Tyler.exe.
We'll see you on the next episode.
All right. Peace.